But now, when they say that men aren't supposed to have opinions on abortion, then all of a sudden the distinction between men and women has magically returned, and that's really, really exciting stuff. How do I share the Supreme Court good news with my uber-liberal brother? Well, preferably you give him the leftist tears tumbler so that he can harvest his tears. And say, I will say, ladies, find you a man who loves you the way that the left loves abortion. It is unbelievable how upset they are, not over the possibility that abortion is going to go away, because it's not going to go away in New York, in Massachusetts, in California, in any of the big blue states. It's not going away. In fact, in New York and California, it's probably going to be re-enshrined. It may be restricted in some of the deep red states, like the very crimson deep red states, and then there will be some restrictions in some of the purpley states. But that kind of is where the American public is. Like, if you go to the deep red states, people are very, very pro-life. If you go to the purple states, people tend to be a little bit in between, meaning significant restrictions on the last 2 trimesters and fewer restrictions on the first trimester. And if you look at the deep blue states, they want no restrictions on abortion basically until the time you're 90. Like, if you're 70 and you still have a parent who's alive, they might be able to abort you, according to the left. So, yeah, this idea that things are going to, like, the left is really hanging its hat on the possibility that now there's going to be this big upsurge, that all this passion about abortion. Nope. Okay, they tried to do this in Texas with Wendy Davis. Remember, congressional elections are local elections. Senate elections are state elections. You're going to have to name me the senator who's not going to get elected because Roe versus Wade no longer exists, especially because, again, the Senate of the United States is not going to be the determinative factor in how the laws of abortion are done. That's going to be done at the state legislative level. So the kind of democratic theory of the case doesn't make a lot of sense. Ryan says, were you impressed with Alito's draft opinion? Seems to me it fell short of saying life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness starts with the unborn being treated as actual people. This is a really good question. So the philosopher Robert George, he says that the Alito opinion didn't go far enough, that it's predicated on a sort of Robert Bork, Justice Scalia textualism, originalism that says that the Constitution has nothing to say about the issue of abortion. Robert George and the philosopher John Finnis, they make the case that the Equal Protection Clause should apply to the unborn. That life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness under the Declaration, but that you can't have life or liberty withdrawn from you without due process of law. That should apply to unborn lives as well. So the Supreme Court theoretically should have just outlawed abortion based on the Constitution itself. I think that that's a difficult case to make because it was never a federal issue. And so we're going to now find out what happens at the state level, and probably there will have to be a constitutional amendment, which again seems very unlikely given the demographics of the country right now. Let's see. What is the status of the IDW? Is it dead, or do you want to do stuff with Weinstein, Harris, Murray, Rogan, etc.? Well, no, it's not dead. I just would say that it's been, I would say, fractured a little bit. Like, you've seen some of the people who were more on the left of the IDW become very, very uncomfortable with the fact that they were making common cause with people who were more on the right of the IDW. But it was really kind of an intra-lefty scrimmage. Meaning, like, Eric Weinstein is not a Trump supporter, and Eric and Sam Harris kind of it seemed like had a bit of a falling out. I haven't spoken with Sam in probably a couple of years, but that's not because I fell out with Sam or anything. It's just that we haven't spoken in a couple of years. So I think some people didn't like the heat that the IDW kind of title brought. They were more concerned with their own brand, and that's understandable. But a lot of us still do talk a lot. Let's see. Gun show. Okay, so we'll do this. Guys on Instagram. This is one of the weirder things that we do. So literally every time I do one of these, people ask me for the gun show. And I don't know why. It is just one of those weird, hilarious, ridiculous things. I don't understand it. So you will now be privy. Here we go. The gun show. You get a little sample of what bizarre things happen in All Access every episode. Here we go. Behold! Okay, that's over. So I think the abortion really hurts Republicans with independents and midterms. Again, no, I don't think that abortion is going to be the core issue in the midterms. I think inflation will be the core issue in the midterms. I think crime, foreign policy might be a core issue in the midterms. Abortion is a local issue. All this does is restore the status quo ante before 1973, where Alabama had different abortion laws than Massachusetts. Period. End of story. That means Massachusetts voters are going to vote like Massachusetts voters vote. And Alabama voters are going to vote like Alabama voters vote. Like, I'm very confused by the argument. There's going to be a vast upsurge in people who are so concerned about abortion. We must have abortion. It's like a very small core of very hardcore activists. That's true on the right and the left. You've never had a national abortion election, right? It just hasn't happened. Like, the right has never been able to mobilize a giant pro-life movement that is going to sweep people into office. It's a solid part of the right, but it's not like the number one issue for the vast majority of voters. It's just a long-lasting, important issue, and I think that's true also for the left. Let's see. What did I think of Silicon Valley on HBO? Did I finish? Yeah, I enjoyed Silicon Valley on HBO. It was a lot of fun. Okay, by the way, reminder that you need to go to the link over there. You on Instagram. You need to, right now, click the link in the bio, and you need to use code Shapiro to get access to the membership, 20% off. That's why we're doing this. You think I'm doing this for free just for you? Wrong. We're doing this because this is a promo, gang, and you need to actually just use the promo code. Again, Shapiro for 20% off. Click on the link in the bio, and you too can become a member. We do this every single week. It's ridiculous. I haven't gotten to the most ridiculous stuff. I do impressions, I sing songs, I do silly dances, wear funny hats. It's really quite ridiculous. We bring up the John Kerr, like long dead impersonations come back. Like Chris Matthews, something makes an appearance. Chris Matthews, I'm so upset tonight. Chris Matthews, come here with the shoe, rolling your old rumble, then know what's going on. Bounce around, abortion. I've been talking about this for years. I didn't know what's going on. Kathleen, what do you think? Well, I don't have a job anymore. So some of those impressions come back, even if they're irrelevant. Yeah, that's how it goes. My thoughts on Andrew Garfield as an actor. For my money, he's one of the best actors in Hollywood. So, disagree. I'm going to say that I have led to Andrew Garfield in some things, but I feel like he is always the same character. I've never seen Andrew Garfield play anyone who's not Andrew Garfield. He's kind of like an old-style movie star more than he is an actor. Let's see. Taylor Lorenz is a sociopath. Change my mind. I can't change your mind. That's true. That's a fact. For those who missed it, Taylor Lorenz actually claimed that Matt Drudge was targeting her, and then she had to admit that Matt Drudge was not in fact targeting her publicly because she's terrible. Who am I talking to? So again, up here, Instagram. Down here, all access. Up here, Instagram. Down here, all access. But we can merge these two things if all of you on all access go and use promo code Shapiro for 20% off by clicking on that link in the bio right now. Lizzo was at the Met Gala. I did not see Lizzo at the Met Gala. And I feel fortunate in that. Have I seen the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie? No. Why would have I seen the old Sonic the Hedgehog movie? No. I thought he was playing himself in Hacksaw Ridge a little bit. Am I surprised by the decision? Yes, I am surprised by the decision. I'm surprised. If this is how the decision comes down, I am surprised. I had suggested, because this was sort of the safe bet, that they would be paring away at Casey by basically saying that it was not an undue burden to have an abortion restriction at 15 weeks. But basically both sides made the case. The left made a big tactical error here. They should have said, well, maybe it's not an undue burden at 15 weeks. Maybe it is an undue burden at 15 weeks, but you don't have to overrule Roe versus Wade in order to hold this Mississippi law constitutional. They didn't do that. They basically went for broke. They said either you have to uphold Roe or you have to deny Roe, and so the court went along with that. It's pretty amazing. So I think that violence will break out? No, I don't think violence is going to break out. Now, if Trump were president, I think violence would break out. I think if Trump were president, they would have a rationale for getting crazy because Trump was always just their standing rationale for going absolutely bat bleep insane. Right? So that's but yes, I am reading these questions, by the way. For you on Instagram, that's how it works. If you remember, I have a whole window over here where I'm reading the questions. And so, yeah, when it comes to